I woke up in this body. The story was already wrapping up. The heroine, after enduring a gauntlet of hardships, had become an A-list movie star and was living her happily ever after with the CEO male lead. Meanwhile, the vicious villainess, who tried to ruin the heroine but failed miserably, had reaped what she sowed. She lost her reputation, her purity, and wound up pregnant. That villainess? Yeah, that's me now. By the time I realized I was pregnant, I was already 4 months along. I stood under the flickering yellow light of a cramped bathroom, my fingers trembling as they traced the slight curve of my belly. The woman in the mirror looked like a ghost, dark circles carved under her eyes, lips cracked and pale. It had been 3 days since I transmigrated here. In my old life, I was an orphan. I never knew what family felt like. Now, I was Kaya Yates, the resident mean girl of a romance novel, and I was apparently expecting. According to the memories flooding my brain, the original Kaya had tried to frame her stepsister, the heroine, Faye Yates, one too many times. Her final scheme backfired spectacularly. She ended up in a trap of her own making, slept with a stranger, got exposed by the paparazzi, and was completely cancelled. Ding. My phone buzzed. A bank notification. Available balance, $1,527.68. That was every cent Kaya had left. Since the scandal broke, her father, the chairman of Yates Corp., had publicly disowned her, shifting all his fatherly affection to his stepdaughter, Faye. I dragged my heavy feet to the window and pulled back the curtains. Outside, the New York skyline glittered. Skyscrapers, neon lights, endless traffic. It was supposed to be the city of dreams, but right now, it felt like a cage. The cost of living here was astronomical. This body was weak and needed rest. I couldn't exactly grind a 9 to 5 right now. I can't stay here, I decided right then and there. 3 days later, I packed a single duffel bag and boarded a train heading south. The concrete jungle faded, replaced by rolling green fields. I picked a place called Greenwood Valley. Cheap rent, fresh air, and most importantly, zero connection to the plot of the novel. Miss, we're here. Greenwood Valley, the driver announced. I hopped out, inhaling air that smelled like wet grass and soil. It was picturesque. Mountains in the distance, farmhouses scattered around, the sound of dogs barking. I found the rental I'd looked up online. The landlord was an old man named Mr. Lee. Weather-beaten face, kind eyes. This is it. $500 a month. First and last up front. Mr. Lee pushed open the creaky wooden gate. It's old, but the bones are good. The yard was bigger than I expected. A massive magnolia tree stood in the center, shading a couple of broken wicker chairs. The house was a simple bungalow, peeling paint, but sturdy. The best part? A neglected vegetable patch on the side. Weeds were throwing a party, but the soil looked rich. I'll take it, I said, counting out $1,000 and handing it to him. Before leaving, Mr. Lee pointed west. The Higgins family lives over there. Good folks. If you need anything, holler at them. It took me all day to clean the place. By sunset, I was squatting in the garden pulling weeds when a warm voice floated over the fence. Hey there, you the new tenant? I looked up. A woman in her 50s, hair pulled back in a practical bun, was holding a covered basket. Yes, hi, I'm Kaya. I stood up, dusting dirt off my hands. I'm Mrs. Higgins from next door, she beamed, walking through the open gate. Saw you moving in alone. Figured you hadn't eaten, so I brought some supper. I froze. I wasn't used to kindness. She pulled back the cloth. A container of pot roast, some glazed carrots, and fresh homemade biscuits. Thank you so much. My nose stung. I blinked back tears. Since arriving in this world, this was the first time anyone had been nice to me. Mrs. Higgins waved it off. Neighbors help neighbors. You here by yourself? My hand instinctively went to my bump. Yeah, just me. Her gaze dropped to my stomach.